Hey everyone, and welcome back to Leah's Picks. I'm Leah Eichler, and in Leah's Picks, I pick books I like and I give you a review in under 5 minutes. Today's pick is Here Is Still Here. Here Is Still Here is a beautiful collection of interconnected short stories that appear almost biographical in nature. It's by the author Sivan Slapak and it's published by Linda Leith. At 236 pages, it's the perfect length. I read it in its entirety on a plane ride. I love stories that can keep taking me back as the reader to similar characters so that I can keep learning more about them as we drop in and out of their lives. The stories in Here Is Still Here follow the protagonist, a woman by the name of Isabel, who grows up in Montreal among post-war immigrants. Isabel runs away to Israel while she's young, and there she tries to mold herself into a vision of what's expected, some imaginary perfect version of herself that's thin, beautiful, fit, educated, and sophisticated. She learns Yiddish in an effort to reconnect with her past and falls into a bohemian crowd where she takes a number of lovers, and some of those lovers she's desperate to hang on to, and others merely spark some curiosity in her. The author paints the characters in such a real way that at one point in the book I had to stop and confirm that the book was actually fiction. Throughout the collection, Slapak's command of language borders on the poetic, although the protagonist, Isabel, claims to not be moved by poetry. Listen to this. Yosef's father was a chassid. He kept his faith through the camps and then turned dismayed from the son who deviated. A remote and demanding father with graves behind his eyes, whose agile offspring proved such an enormous and disappointing blessing. Even though I'm ashamed of you, I'm proud of you, he said one evening after Yosef dazzled in one of his concerts. I grew up with such people too, damaged men and women who hid their scars under makeup and fine suits that they had tailored for themselves. People who stared glassily through their living family into the painful but preferred past. They sat around our table drinking Crown Royal whiskey, eating honey cake, and chattering loudly in Yiddish about the price of fish and the embroidered tablecloth. Not about the children wrenched from their arms, the parents they never saw again, the siblings shot in the street. Sivan masterfully captures the pull and push of growing up as a third-generation Holocaust survivor very early on in the collection. She paints the protagonist's grandmother as an integral part of her life, yet also one that she needs to run away from. I saw a lot of myself in that characterization, constantly looking for ways to reconnect to that magical past, but also to quiet that gnawing, ever-present hurt. I thought I was looking in a mirror by the time I got to the end, and Sivan shared some of her grandmother's real-life testimony. Throughout the collection, the protagonist, Isabel, takes us through a series of failed relationships and lovers, and it consistently reinforces the theme that she's searching for meaning and identity post-trauma. The question the book seems to ask, what happens when you don't live up to the standards imposed on you by your friends and your family and your community? But the answer that you get at the end is you can still turn out just fine. The stories reassure us. Thank you so much for listening to my review of Here Is Still Here by Sivan Slapak, published by Linda Leith. In the next few weeks, I will be reviewing Songs for the Brokenhearted by Leah Sabari. If you have a request, please send it in the comments or reach out to me. And thanks again, and stay posted for our next review. See you soon.